I, Thomas Verdon, make these vows to you, Annie Disselcone, under God and with the witness of about 220 of our closest friends and family. I vow to love and support you regardless of circumstances, for better, for worse, for richer, for poorer, in sickness and in health. I vow to be your best friend, someone who will celebrate the victories of life with you, but also be a shoulder to cry on and an attentive ear when days are hard. I vow to be an honorable husband, a husband with dignity and humility. Who uses Christ as my compass to navigate this world and our marriage. I vow to be a protector, not just physically, but mentally and spiritually as well. I vow to be a provider who puts your needs before my own. I vow to be the leader of our team with the mission of loving and honoring God by loving and serving others. I vow to put you only second to God before friends, family, and our future children. I vow to do everything I can to care for you and rely on God to do everything I can't. I vow to imitate Christ, who on the cross sacrificed everything, down to the last drop of his blood, to make his church fully alive under God. In the same way, I commit to sacrifice everything for you, down to my own life, to allow you to flourish and be made fully alive in Christ. I vow to love you with the God-giving agape love spoken about in 1 Corinthians 13, the unconditional, never-ending love, which seeks nothing in return. I vow to love you like that from now until the day I die, and I'm so excited for all the time I get to spend with you in between. I love you.
Thomas Verdon, I can't believe we made it. After what felt like at times was an eternity, we are finally moments away from being pronounced man and wife. Every day, Thomas, I love you more and more. You are my best friend, my biggest supporter, and my deepest love. I'm so thankful that 556 days ago, at 2 a.m. in a racetrack parking lot, I said yes to you. The way that you show your love for me so sweetly and intentionally continues to remind me of the Father's love for me. You are so good at pursuing my heart like Jesus does and being a reflection of his goodness. When we first became friends and into our dating relationship, and even now, I remember it meaning so much to me that after every time I left to go home from hanging out with you, you were so consistent in telling me to text you when I got home to make sure I was safe. It's little things like this that make you so good at making me feel protected and seen by you. Thomas, I have never once questioned your love for me. Your constant pursuit of my heart has fueled that confidence. Even when I was away in Chicago, you were so creative in showing your love for me. From getting dinner with my parents so you could get to know them better, to sending me pieces of home that reminded me of you, to the letters from our house church friends you sent to me and the photo books of us for me to look at so I didn't feel quite so far away. Thomas, you are kind and gracious, loyal and generous, humble and courageous. Your character and your love for God that overflows into all that you do is what caught my eye when I first met you. As I've watched you throughout our relationship, you, Thomas, are the kind of man I am so certain of, who I will trust will lovingly and fearlessly lead me and our future family into whatever God has for us. As your bride, I want nothing more than to help you and to encourage you to be the man that God is calling you to be, so that we as a couple can flourish and be filled up in order to pour into all the places God brings us. With all that being said, Thomas, I promise to you, before God and the presence of our friends and family, to be faithful to you for the rest of my days. I promise to honor, encourage, and affirm your leadership over me and our family. I promise to keep Jesus as the foundation of our marriage. I promise to forgive you because Jesus has forgiven us. I promise to speak words to you that are life-giving instead of words that will tear you down. I promise to support you in all the God dreams that have been put on your heart by the Father, and to stand by you with prayer and sacrifice until those things come to fruition. I promise to let humility and gentleness be my guide in all that I do, and to treat you like the Son of Christ that you are. And ultimately, I promise to love you, honor you, and cherish you above all else, for better or worse, for richer or poorer, in sickness and health, all the days of my life, Thomas, without days forever.